Thanks for staying up late. Time to pull out the popcorn and get a soda pop. Let Football Friday night entertain you. The last week of the regular season is up on us. On the show tonight, we'll always have our game of the week. You know that. The district, me and Senor Gilligan, that would be Lawrence, sit down and talk about a district in particular. And we start with the Battle of Rio Rancho. Defending 5A champion Cleveland and Rio Rancho deciding the District 1A championship, 1-5A, and they'll have to do it without Ramel Jordan, who's out with the bad wheel. First quarter, and Easton Bruere firing down the field to Tristan Foley for the first down. Next play, Bruere dropping back and connects to Foley again, but wow, somebody just got planted. Then the Storm with the ball, trying to get something going, driven out of bounds. Storm would have to punt. Rio Rancho with the ball back, and Bruere to Foley, who makes a nice grab, and then Bruere with the quick dish to William Johnson, who cuts it back, breaks one tackle, makes somebody miss. Then more action. Johnson running hard, and that would get Rio Rancho in good field position. Bruere later would have the give to Jordan Lara, and Jordan Lara is getting into the end zone for the touchdown. 7-0 Rams in the first. Ram faithful loving it. Next Cleveland possession, Hami trying to get something going. He swings it out to Steven Steele, who would get cut down. The drive would stall. Rio with the ball again. Bruere to Lara, who goes up the middle for the touchdown. 14-0. Rams are rolling now. Cleveland needing something just to feel like they're part of this game. Hami to the far side with the ball, and John Bastion with the catch, but he can't keep his feet and ends up in another stall drive. Rams back in business. Bruere under pressure, rolls out, making miracles happen. Firing down the field for Austin Patterson. Yep, that would be a first down. Next play, Bruere back to pass again. Finding Tim Foley. Foley all over the place. The man just balls. That's what he does when he gets on the field. Another Rams touchdown. Rio Rancho doing the work, winning the game 35-0. Eldorado and Manzano deciding who will finish last in District 2-5A. Rain didn't stop fans from coming. Scoreless first quarter. Manzano with the ball. Quarterback Angel Gonzalez hitting Skylar Walker. Skylar makes the grab and says, I think I'll go to the touchdown. 7-0 Manzano. People singing, coaches talking, everybody celebrating. Eldorado with the ball later. Zach Gentry to Alex Ostrom. Alex making people miss and getting inside the 10-yard line. Then Gentry decides, I'll keep this one. The keeper getting Eldorado closer. This time Gentry decides he's going to go to the air. And when he does that, this time he sees Tobin Brazier. And Brazier making plays after the catch. Look at that spin move all the way to the end zone. Eagles at this time in the second quarter up 12-7. Yep, that got everybody fired up. Manzano answering back. The play comes in, and Angel Gonzalez says, let's get this done. But Eldorado playing good defense. Not now. Access denied, and they say, oh, couldn't stop this guy, though. Monarchs getting into the end zone, going up by a deuce, 14-12. But the Eagles come back, and they came back when it counted to win it, 32-29. Our game of the week features a team going for the perfect season. Our Lawrence Gilligan, he has the detail. Lawrence, what up?
Yeah, thanks, Van. The Tigers are one win away from going a perfect 10-0 on the year. So far this season, Los Lunas has outscored opponents 386 to just 52 points.
Today, you get 48 minutes to let that animal loose, and you let it loose. You guys understand me?
Yes, sir.
All you've got, everything you've trained for 10 years, some of you, 10 years, everything you've trained for, you let it loose.
All right, the Los Lunas Tigers getting fired up for their battle against Valencia for their Pride of the Jungle trophy. Pretty cool, Van. What do you say about that? Well, on a rainy night, Los Lunas takes the lead as Chris Wisniewski is about to go down. He tosses it to Isaac Pata, who breaks a few tackles for the score. Just like that, it's 7-0 Tigers. And on their next possession, check this play out by Jalen Chavez. He hits the corner on the far side, and yeah, he is in business. Check out this guy's wheels. He goes 80-plus yards for the score. Just like that, it's 14-0 Los Lunas. Second quarter, we've got more Tigers on the prowl. This time it's Darren Gallegos. He's going to get into the end zone for a short score. Tigers go on to blow out the Jags 46-0.
Well, I thought we actually came out a little bit sloppy tonight. I was hoping that we'd come out a little crisper, but we ironed some things out and did some things, had some big plays, and did all right. Well, it'll be exciting for this county and for this town. They haven't had a lot of district championships in football, and we're hoping to bring one home tonight.
All right, well, there you have it. Los Lunas ending the season with a perfect record, and they have a lot of momentum going into the playoffs. What do you say about them, huh?
Yeah, that's great, man. Haven't won a district in 20 years, and they get it done tonight, and they do it with a perfect record. It's all gravy down there in V-Town, huh? Here in the metro area, the Rio Grande Ravens and Albuquerque High Bulldogs spent time together just finishing up the season. Ravens squaring off with the Bulldogs, and after the introduction onto the field, everybody gets situated and time to play some ball. And the Ravens start with Dustin Lamar, who would field the opening kickoff. And what are you going to do with it, Dustin? Dustin said, I'm going upfield, man. Trying to set my guys up, finds a seam, takes it to the middle, finally brought down near midfield. Ravens would run the quarterback option and would pay the price after pitching it off. Getting laid out, however, once Mateus Sainz is able to find a corner for a good run, Ravens will then go to the air as Sainz gets under the rainbow pass and makes a nice grab over the shoulder, takes it to the house for the opening score, 7-0 Rio Grande in the first. Bulldogs offense would try to answer. Riley Padilla, the give to Isaiah Montoya on the right side, and he makes a nice run. Bulldogs then decide to try their luck up the middle, but the Ravens say, no, we ain't having that, homie. Body slamming players to the ground. Then on 3rd and long, dog snapper puts it over the quarterback's head, and it's a scramble to recover. Bulldogs do recover, forced to punt, as they also lose the game, 43-14. Rio Grande winning this one. Mayfield and Las Cruces packing Aggie Memorial Stadium in their yearly tilt, the 2 playing for the district 3-5A title. 2 documentaries were made on this rivalry. Yes, 2 of them. Elijah Perez of Mayfield giving his team the early lead, 7-0. Then we go on to the second quarter. After a Bulldog field goal, Mayfield fumbles and Jesse Olsen recovers for Las Cruces. Fumble leads to this man they call JJ. Jordan Jones connection with Sam Denmark for a 10-yard touchdown pass. Extra point would be no good. Cruces trails 9-7. After that, Mayfield's Jordan Jones getting picked off by who? Marcus Engelman. That guy is everywhere on both sides of the football every night. That'll set up Engelman on what? The offensive end, taking it in. Looks like he's just a good athlete. Trojan jumping ahead, 13-9. 4th down, and the Bulldogs decide they're going to go for it. Toss it to J.J. Granados. Trickaroo hits a guy whose name is not even on the roster. That gets the 1st down. Drive would lead to this. J.J. Jordan Jones hitting Michael Calzada. Mayfield would trail at the half, 16-13. They'd also trail at the final buzzer. Las Cruces going on to win it, 36-13. We need a break. More pigskin is on the way. Who is holding a victory in Roswell? The battle and UFO land when we come back. First, check out our cheerleaders of the week.